Welcome to ACT Fitness Radio, the podcast teaching you to aspire, conquer, and transform your body and mind. Here's your host, Adam Castro.
What's up, everybody? My name is Adam, and I'm here with Jaylene.
Hey!
And you are listening to ACT Fitness Radio. And so if you're hearing quality of today's episode is not exactly the same as every other episode, we've had a busy week.
Yeah, we have.
We've had a very busy week, so today's episode is actually going to be recorded on the way to us going to the Factory Bouldering for our rock climbing session.
Coming to you from the car.
From the car.
Located in Whittier, California for about 10 more minutes.
That's right, and then we're going to make our way over to Fullerton and then into... I'm still not even sure if the factory is in Anaheim or if it's in Orange.
I think, technically, according to whatever map you may be looking it up on, I think technically it's in Anaheim.
Okay.
I think.
It's right when you get off to go see or to go to the Honda Center.
Yeah.
So it's not too far.
Yeah.
And we're really excited to announce we'll be meeting with somebody from the Factory Bouldering in the next month.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to talk more about not only how that's helped us, but also how that's helped a lot of people who may feel like, the traditional pick up some weights and dumbbells and do some body weight exercises just isn't enough fun for them, and they want to do something more exciting.
Yeah, stay tuned, yo.
Yeah, speaking of exciting, we, this weekend, we saw a quiet place.
A quiet place, a very quiet place.
Yeah, I mean, AKA a quiet theater.
Yeah. Oh my.
I'll go ahead, I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll say spoiler alert because I do want to talk a little bit about it. But definitely, if you plan on going to see a quiet place, do not buy food.
Don't. Oh my gosh. Seriously, okay. First of all, I've never heard a more quiet theater in my entire life.
Nope.
I feel like that's kind of a given. Obviously, when you go to the theater, you want it to be quiet, but it's never, dead, silent. It's never as quiet as it could be. You got people eating, you have people on their phones. Sometimes people talk, people sneeze, whatever. This theater was so quiet. You could hear people chew. It was so quiet.
Oh yeah. We stopped by Sprouts beforehand, and we did what we normally do, which is sneak food in. We're expert food sneakers.
We are. If you need any tips, please let us know.
Oh yeah, we've snuck Panda Express into the movie theater.
Go big or go home, baby.
That's right. So, but anyways, we stopped by Sprouts and got some protein chips, and what else did we get? We got protein chips.
Some protein bars.
Yeah. So we've talked about supplements and how we don't condone doing it all the time, but there was a Cliff Bar cookies and cream, and that's actually a flavor that I used to have all the time when I was working at Children's Hunger Fund.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we were able to do there was if we wanted something from the stash that they had, if we ever wanted anything, we just have to ask, and they'd work it out. So we'd get one small box out of all of them. And so occasionally we would get stocked up on Cliff Bars and cookies and cream flavored was one of them, and I'd have some, and it's my favorite flavor to date. So we saw that they had them there at Sprouts, and I was like, oh, you know what, we're gonna go to a movie, we're probably gonna have popcorn anyways, let's go ahead and just try these different bars out. And that Cliff Bar was one of them, but we brought food and we bought popcorn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Not every day we have popcorn.
Nope.
We just want to enjoy it.
Yep.
And we didn't really get to eat it that much.
Oh my gosh, I kid you not, we had half the bag. That never happens. We normally, well, not normally, but more often than I'd like to admit, when we have gotten popcorn at the movies, which is not often, but when we have done it, we usually finish most of the bag before the movie even starts.
Yeah.
So, and this time we finished half the bag. That was it. It was so quiet. We were kind of on the edge of our seats. I was under the impression that A Quiet Place was going to be a scary movie, and it's not. It is just a thriller,
It's a suspenseful movie.
Suspenseful movie. That's a better term for that.
It's definitely a suspenseful movie. It's not super scary or anything. It's almost like Stranger Things.
Yeah, definitely the same feel.
And yeah, Stranger Things and I Am Legend, if those two were kind of blended together.
Just so you guys know, and obviously we don't want to give away too many spoilers, but the entire movie is in sign language. So I'm really curious to see to do a little bit more research about like the psychological and emotional effect of this movie, because I guarantee you, if you went into that theater hungry, you will probably not be hungry by the end of the movie.
Right.
There's just it's insane what your body and your mind does while you are watching that movie.
And then and props to the people who created the movie, because it was an amazing experience.
And the actors, man.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah,
Although, spoiler alert, if you see the movie, or if you have seen the movie, everything is the deaf girl's fault.
The deaf girl, oh.
Everything is her fault. I'm just gonna put it out there. if children would be obedient to the parents and and not be so rebellious. But you'll watch the movie, you'll see for yourself, you'll have your own opinion, but anyways, that was a great experience. That was fun.
Really good movie.
And we recommend it. We absolutely recommend it. And we absolutely recommend that you go and you see it in an actual theater.
Yes. The experience makes all the difference. Trust us. Don't, watch it illegally, only because we really want you to experience all of the greatness that movie has to offer in a theater, but with a bunch of people.
Yeah, because it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. Like we said, we didn't really even get to finish all of our food, because in those quiet moments when there was no sound at all in a lot of parts of the movie.
Yeah.
And so you don't think something's going to jump at you, but you kind of think the guy next to you is going to jump at you if you end up making a lot of noise. Yeah. So you don't want to make anybody upset, so you're constantly like watching yourself, making sure you're not making too much noise. And it just added to the fun experience of the movie. So, and
we said we brought chips into the theater, so you can only imagine how quiet, like extra quiet, we were trying to be while we were trying to open those bags of chips.
Yeah, putting the hand in the bag, trying not to scrunch too much. Yeah, it was fun.
But
anyways, let's talk about fitness. We put out a Q&A post not too long ago, and I encourage people to either send me a message or comment on the post, and only 2 people messaged me. So sad. We got to get more people to comment on there. So
come on, guys.
Yeah, when this episode releases, I'm gonna put up a new Q&A post. Literally any question that you have or any topic that you want to talk about, we are totally. We want to talk. We want to have 2 episodes a week, actually.
Yeah.
One of them being a guest and one of them being a Q&A for you guys, just so we can talk about topics that you want to talk about.
Don't be shy, guys. It could be anything, something you're curious about, something maybe someone else brought up and you just want to know our opinions.
Exactly.
Maybe something that we've said that you don't agree with. Let's do it all.
Let's do it all. So yeah, it'll be a post that says Q&A on there. Just go on there, comment with whatever topic you want us to talk about, and we would gladly talk about it here on ACT Fitness Radio.
Yeah.
All right, so question number 1 was, what are your thoughts on if it fits your macros? So we've kind of addressed this in other episodes. We have so many, but we've kind of addressed this in other episodes, but maybe not exactly, talking about our true feelings about if it fits your macros. Yeah, we don't think too highly of it. It's not a full step. It is a step, but it's not a full surrender of your lifestyle to becoming actually healthy. It's kind of like if you were to go to someone and say, "Hey, I've been doing this thing and it's been causing me pain. and you want to hear that thing you're doing is not good for you. You almost kind of expect that someone's going to say that's not good for you, but then they end up telling you, no, keep on doing it. We've got this pill that ends up killing the pain, so keep on doing it, and you can just keep on taking this pill, and it doesn't actually fix the problem.
Wait a minute. You said it's a step. Yeah, it's a step in the wrong direction. Turn your ass back around and go the other way as fast as you can. No. None of this if it fits your macros nonsense.
Well, the only reason why I say it's a step in the right direction is because for someone who isn't paying attention to their macronutrients at all, and maybe is just having nothing but carbohydrates, it's better to have somewhat of a balance than no balance at all. That's what I mean. So it is a step.
Yeah,
it is a step in the right direction, but it's arbitrary in the sense of, what are you having for a fat source? What are you having for a carb source? And what are you having for a protein source? Because not all fats are created equal.
Right.
Not all carbs are created equal, and definitely not all proteins are created equal.
I mean, it's a step in the right direction if only you are seeing if it fits your macros for those exact words, if it fits your macros, and not what we've created it to be if it fits your macros, eat shit.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of meaning by my analogy is that you know how you feel when you're eating crap, and we know how we felt when we had that popcorn. The bloating that we were kind of feeling, even the protein bar, food coma, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna sit there and call that healthy.
Yeah.
Even if we tracked it and by the end of the day it fit our macros. Even if we did all that, we would know, and we would go ahead and call that it was not healthy.
Yeah.
But for someone to go up to a trainer or a nutritionist and for them to say, like, hey, I've been eating popcorn and cake and pancakes and whatever, I've been eating this every single day, and I want to start eating healthier, and then for the trainer to say, no, you can keep having that, we just need to change up your macros, and you just need to start tracking, and that'll be perfectly healthy, that'll be fine. We believe that's wrong.
No, totally. And I know that there are a lot of people who will say your body knows what it needs, and I know I've even argued that your body knows what it needs, and it can know what it needs as far as nutrients are concerned. But there's a difference between knowing what your body needs and then adapting your body to only eat a certain kind of way.
Yeah. And even though our body knows what it needs, and that
to
may
an
be
extent, anyway.
That may be partially true.
Yeah, partially.
Even if we know what our body needs, that doesn't mean that we're always going to give it that, and that it also doesn't mean that that without any intention that's just going to happen. Like, we have to be intentional about what we put into our bodies.
Yeah.
It can't just be, this was available today and that was available today, so I'll just have that.
Yeah.
Like, no, we are in a civilization right now where we have the ability to be picky about what we eat and to actually be intentional about what we put into our body for the sake of our health. And we need to start doing that.
I mean, even if you're intentionally deciding, like Adam and I did, that we were going to have that popcorn, we had decided in advance that that's what we were going to do. You just have to know what that's going to mean for you.
You have to know the consequences.
Yeah, the consequences. I mean, some people may not bloat, so I don't necessarily want to say consequence. Right. You just have to know what it is you're doing before you do it, and then understand how you may or may not feel either moments after or the next day, because everyone's different. Everyone's, maybe there are some people who are not as sensitive to all of the salt, and they're not going to bloat, and they're not as sensitive to the corn, so they're not going to bloat.
Right. And that's so it is important to make sure you know your body. You do have to be intentional about knowing your body and knowing how you respond to certain foods. And then, like we've said in previous episodes, that then you can make an educated decision as to what you should or shouldn't eat. But us having the popcorn, we're not going to fool ourselves into thinking that was a healthy decision when we know for our bodies it wasn't. So for if it fits your macros, and one thing I've said to people who defend if it fits your macros, for optimal performance, for optimal health, for optimal recovery, for optimal pretty much everything, if you have enough of the good stuff, if you have enough good things for your body, then you really don't have any room for the bad stuff in your body.
Yeah, at least not consistently.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to tell you don't have popcorn after we just had popcorn. We're not going to tell you
right.
don't ever eat a burger. Like, you better say goodbye to all the food that you love because it's not happening again.
Yeah,
no.
we're not saying goodbye to tacos or pizza. We're just saying what are the habits that you're creating, and to follow a diet that says as long as it fits your macros, you're good. That's a habit that you're creating.
Yeah.
You're habitually having whatever you want as long as it fits these macronutrient levels, and that's just not healthy.
Let's clarify that a little bit. I think essentially what a diet is supposed to be is something that is creating good habits for you. It's not something that you need to stick with your entire life for, weeks and weeks on end and months on end. It's just, it should be setting you up for healthy habits. But we take dieting to an extreme and we say, I'm gonna stick to this diet for a really long time and then exercise my ass off and do all of these things, and that's not what it should be.
No, and that's kind of the argument that if it fits your macros people have, is that, what can you consistently do? Well, I can consistently eat the foods that I love and just keep the macronutrients under control and the overall calories under control. But you can consistently do that. No one's arguing that you can't consistently eat the foods that you love, but there's just a problem with loving those foods so much that it keeps you from foods that are actually going to help you to find better health, that are actually going to help you to perform and recover better. You shouldn't place more of a love for those foods than your love for yourself and your mission to create a healthy body.
Let's say that you do, you stick to, if it fits your macros, what we as a society have defined it as, right? Eating crap whenever you want, as long as it fits your macros. Let's say you do that and you look great and you feel great and you have all of this energy and you're doing really good and you've been able to keep that up for your whole life. It doesn't matter necessarily how you look and how you feel. Some people may feel like crap. Some people may feel really, really good. It matters what's going on internally. Your organs could be shutting down. There could be clogged arteries. There could be just a number of things that don't show up right away, that happen later on, and you don't find out until later on. Yeah,
and it's unfortunate when that does end up happening, that, hey, I've been doing this, I've been having Diet Coke for most of my life, and I haven't noticed anything wrong until all of a sudden you realize the artificial sweeteners end up causing leukemia, or they end up causing, cancer, or they end up, messing with your gut so that you can't function properly, and all these things, and
digestive issues. Tons of things.
I've been eating this crap, and then all of a sudden I have IBD, and
I don't know what happened. I don't know where these came from. Yes, you do. Stop it.
Not IBD, sorry, IBS.
IBS.
Irritable. Oh, I guess it's IBD.
Bowel syndrome.
Bowel syndrome, bowel disorder.
Yeah, same thing.
All of a sudden I have this, and then they go to people, or they go to a trainer for a diet plan, and it ends up making them worse because they're like, no, you can still have these, but all you have to do is take these IBS symptom blockers and all this. And that's actually a really sad situation, because IBS can be helped by diet and by changing your diet, changing your lifestyle. But diets, like if it fits your macros, are not going to help with that. It's not going to address the overall health issue that's going on, the autoimmune issue that's going on. Actually supplying your body with the nutrients that it needs for your health is going to bring that. But if you're just eating the foods that you love, you're not leaving any room for what your body actually needs.
Yeah, exactly. And people will argue that, your body knows that it needs these bad foods, fast food, greasy food, junk food, whatever. My body needs it. My body feels really good on it. I crave it. No, you don't. Stop it. Stop it right now. You don't need it. Stop it.
I feel good when I've had a pizza.
Yeah, I bet you do.
And
I mean, I do too, but
But that's somewhat of an emotional thing.
Yeah, get your head out of your ass and stop doing that.
Yeah, if you're stressed out from your diet, then or from your nutritional protocol, your nutritional habits, if you're stressed out from that, then you need to work on that stress. That's what you need to work on.
Not only that, but there are if you want to restrict yourself to only this many carbs and this many amount of fats and protein and whatever, change up the foods. There are so many foods, so many different types of foods.
So many good foods.
So many different types of vegetables and fruits and different types of protein and nuts and seeds. There's so many things. Change it up.
That all help with different areas of the body as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
did you know that a flippin' red bell pepper, one bell pepper has more vitamin C than an orange? That blows my mind.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
Food does things for you. Food does things for you, especially whole food, especially all natural organic food. And when you're just having Skittles and what's the other one people have?
Starburst.
Starburst jelly beans. No, that's Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh, Sour Patch.
Sour Patch,
yeah.
Not Cabbage Patch. That's the dolls.
The dolls. Oh, honey.
Yeah, sorry. The Sour Patch Kids for pre-workouts. Then you're not getting the benefit.
Or donuts. Come on, stop it.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's really sad.
But that's what I was gonna say. That's more of an emotional thing, that you're so stressed out from the nutritional protocol that you've created for yourself. Yeah, the restriction, and you have to know that it's not that you can't have these foods, it's that you're choosing not to have the unhealthy food.
Yeah.
It's not that you're restricting yourself from having it. You should be choosing it. So if you're so stressed out and you're on a healthy diet and you're on a healthy nutritional protocol, that's why I'm not really calling it a restriction. They're habits that you're building. You are habitually having food that is healthy for you, and you're setting a protocol for yourself so that you're making sure not only are your macronutrients covered, but your micronutrients are covered. That's of high importance. And if you're stressed over doing that, then that break that you're feeling isn't necessarily healthy for you physically. It may be healthy for you emotionally, but if you're in that place that you're like, oh, I just need a pizza, or oh, I just need a burger because I've been having healthy food for so long that I just want a break and a release from that. Well, that's not what nutrition should be. You shouldn't be so stressed in having those healthy foods. If that's the case, then you need to work on how you're viewing the foods that you're eating. Are you viewing it as just this thing you have to do because you're restricting yourself? Or are you genuinely believing that this is what is healthy for your body? And are you happy that you're doing health for your body?
I would also venture to even say, maybe you're not enjoying the healthy foods that you are eating, in which case I would still say change it up until you do enjoy the healthy foods that you should be eating.
Yeah. Like making sure you have plenty of vegetables. Well, maybe broccoli isn't your favorite vegetable. There's plenty of vegetables out there that's not broccoli
that have the same benefits as broccoli.
Yeah.
So. You can change it up. Maybe it's too bland. Maybe you're not adding spices that you could be adding. There's additionally so many different types of spices that you can add to your food, different variations of things. Pinterest is a wonderful resource. Use it.
Yeah, and I've heard people even say too, like, I don't like chicken breast, and I'm right there with you. I don't like chicken breast either.
It's too dry.
So pick chicken thighs. People will go straight from I don't like chicken breast, so I'll just have protein shake. No, have a chicken thigh.
There are other parts of the chicken, right?
Yeah, and there's other animals out there you can eat, right?
There are different parts of every animal. So when people think healthy diet, they automatically assume chicken breast. Why? Because we've created that diet restriction. Diet means we're only restricting you to brown rice, chicken breast, and asparagus. Ready, set, go. No. Are those the only foods that exist in the whole world? No.
No, and when you have a healthy view of food, you want to educate yourself about what is healthy for you. When you have a healthy view of food and in those things, then that is sustainable because you're constantly wanting to do good for your body. You're constantly wanting to learn more and diversify your food options.
Something else that's so important is how are you spending the time you do eat, how are you spending that time? Are you sitting down? Are you standing up? Are you scarfing down your food as fast as you can because you're limited on time? Are you tasting every individual ingredient that you've put in the food? Are you...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But these are things that are important. Food is not just good for you physically, but it's good for you emotionally and psychologically. All of it tie in together, and we have to make sure that, at least for one of your meals, you should be sitting down, or if you prefer to stand up, that's cool, you can stand up too, but you should enjoy it. Try to find a little bit of a peaceful, quiet area where it's just you and your food, or you, your significant other and your food, or your kids, or whoever, and enjoy your food.
Yeah. So overall, if it fits your macros, it's, it doesn't promote you listening to your body and your body telling you what to eat. It doesn't promote you actually choosing healthy foods. It chooses your love for those foods over your love for your body. It just promotes those things. But on the positive side, we do want to say it is a step in the better direction for someone who just isn't having any nutritional protocol at all.
Yeah.
They're not watching at all what they eat, and they're just eating whatever they want with no restriction at all. So if it fits your macros, limiting the amount of calories you put into your body and making sure that there's a balance between fat, carbs, and proteins, that is better than not caring at all. Mm-hmm. But you should strive to want more health and to go the next step further and actually choose the foods that are healthy for your body.
Yes.
Hey, Adam here. I just wanted to let you know that if you are ready to start your fitness journey and you happen to be in the Whittier, California area, ACT Fitness Academy is ready to help you get started. With our free fitness assessment, you can come in, know what your weight is, know what your body fat percentage is, know how to get to where you want to be with your fitness goals, whether it's gaining muscle and strength or losing body fat, performing better, whatever it is. We are here to help. So go to our Instagram at ACT Fitness Academy and reach out to us, or you can go to our website, www.actfitnessacademy.com, click the contact tab, and get in touch with us scheduling your free assessment today. Now let's get back to the Q&A.
Question number 2. Is it better to lift weights first and then do cardio? Or should I be doing cardio and then lifting weights?
That's a good question.
Yeah, this is a really good question. I think a lot of people just kind of arbitrarily pick whichever one they... And you know what? You'd be surprised how many people pick cardio first and then lifting weights is just kind of an afterthought, maybe if they have time for it.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time, for the majority of people, it is actually better to be lifting weights first and then doing cardio, because when you're eating food and you build up the carbohydrates and the glycogen in the muscles, you're going to use that on whatever you do first. Okay, so then you've got the options. Should I use that energy on cardio or should I use that energy on lifting weights? Well, when you're lifting weights, obviously you're at a higher risk of injuring yourself. You're going to have to be squeezing your whole entire body while you lift them, and so you're going to want the energy for that. And so, like I said, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be safer and more effective for you overall to go ahead and use that energy while lifting weights as opposed to using it up on the running. And then, once you've used up that glycogen storage, then you can go ahead and burn extra calories running on the treadmill or running outside or doing whatever cardio that you want to do.
I kind of disagree with that a little bit. I guess I'm that 1% that's left, right? You said 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So that 1% that's left, I kind of disagree, only because I'm thinking about the common man. I hate to say the common man, but the majority of our jobs consist of sitting down, with a desk job, sitting down at a desk for extended periods of time.
Yeah,
and not only are we sitting while we're working, but we are also sitting during our lunch breaks, and then when we're in the car, even on our way to the gym, that's more sitting. So I'm thinking cardio is going to be what warms your body up faster, what gets your heart rate going a little bit more, and I'm thinking our joints are stiffened because because we've been in a sitting position all day long, we probably haven't really stretched or moved our arms or anything like that. So it can possibly be a little dangerous to jump right into weights, even if it's lightweight, because you run the risk of those joints popping and things like that.
Yeah, and that's a really good point to make. Doing cardio can definitely get you warmed up. It definitely will raise up the heart rate faster than lifting weights would in a sense, and get blood flow going throughout the whole body. Cardio does a really good job of doing that. But I guess it does depend on whether you're just trying to warm up with cardio or actually do a cardio session where you're spending 15 to 30 minutes. Because if you kind of have to decide what's the primary focus of the day.
Yeah.
Is the primary focus that cardio session, or is the primary focus your weightlifting? And if I'm going to be running for 15 to 30 minutes, well, then that's no longer a warm up. That's a full on running session.
Yeah.
And no matter how you look at it, it's going to some degree, maybe not that much, but it will to some degree make you sacrifice your performance in your weightlifting. But as a warm up, it's definitely a good way to warm up the whole body. I personally do suffer from, especially in the upper body, the thoracic spine area, stiffness in the spine. I tend to be a little bit more rounded, and so I need to go through a certain warm up to make sure I promote more mobility in my thoracic spine, more mobility in my upper body. I'll do things like the band shoulder dislocates, or around the world. I'll do different things like scorpion movements, lizard with rotation movements, just dynamic stretches, and you can go that route, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So what would be the exception? Because you said 9 times out of 10. So what would be the exception?
Well, I mean that. I say 9 times out of 10 just because the average person isn't like training for anything specific. They're just trying to lose body fat, build muscle.
Right.
If you're like training for a Spartan race, where running is a huge part, the winners of Spartan races are the runners who know how to make use of that time. So running faster, being more efficient with your running, that would requires you spending a lot of time actually running. And if you're trying to run as fast as possible, well, you're probably not going to do that if you're running right after your weightlifting session. So if the primary focus is the running, then by all means go ahead and do your run first and then do your weightlifting.
Right, because in that case, like, the weight is going to be important, but it's not as important as running.
Yeah.
For that specific event or whatever.
And even for running, I mean, you're totally right. We live in a culture that promotes us being super tight, sitting down all the time. We're not having full range of motion, and even running, though it would create blood flow throughout the whole body, it still doesn't even guarantee that you're going to be open. Because it's a small range of motion, you might end up staying tight. So it is important to note whether your primary focus is weightlifting or running, you should have some sort of a warm-up routine that helps to open up the body and promote mobility.
Yeah, I guess I just meant like not specific to running, but cardio in general. If you do have a desk job, like I would recommend, or I think it would be most beneficial to do like 5 to 10 minutes of some consistent cardio. Like, you don't have to go really, really fast. The whole point of that would just be to warm up your body and get your heart rate going a little bit. So it doesn't need to be anything crazy.
Yeah, especially if your job is a desk job, because you don't want to be, you definitely don't want to be sitting down all day long and then you come to the gym and then all you're doing is sitting down on the benches. Down on the machines.
More sitting down.
That's not going to help you out there. And you can remedy that with a better program. Do it using more freestanding free weights like dumbbells and barbells. But even then, it's not going to help you burn those extra calories like cardio would.
Or it would be even better to do like stretches, weightlifting, cardio.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. And the benefit of putting cardio after your weightlifting is that once you've used up the glycogen storage in your muscles and in your body, you're going to be mostly burning body fat after that. So if you go, and cardio actually does more efficiently burn calories than weightlifting does. Weightlifting is going to burn probably half the amount of calories that cardio does. So once you weightlift and you burn those glycogen calorie, the carbohydrate energy, then you go right into fat storage. It doesn't always work out that way, and different heart rates kind of promote different fat and carbohydrate energy burnage. But for the most part, you're going to be more likely to burn body fat if you save the running for afterwards, or the cardio for after your workout, and then whatever amount of calories you burn are just extra calories that you don't have to worry about.
Did you say burnage?
Burnage.
I like that.
Burnage.
I like that a lot. Burnage.
I'm
gonna start.
I'm working on my caloric burnage.
Excuse me, don't bother me. I'm burnaging.
I'm burnage. And the cool thing too is that go ahead and fluctuate. One of the things that we do is we'll put running on a completely different day than our full body workouts, and that kind of helps us to make sure that we have as much energy for whatever primary work that we're trying to do. Because I do Spartan. I've other than my injuries, I've been trying to do Spartan races.
He's a Spartan, y'all. Spartan.
I'm a Spartan racer. I've been trying to get back into it, but my injuries are not letting me. The way that we train is that we'll do a full body workout on one day, and that will be the primary focus. We'll warm up, we'll do the workout, boom, we're done. And then on the opposite day, we will either go running, or we'll go rock climbing, or we'll do something else, or both. Where we're going to make that the primary focus of the day. And so whatever carbohydrates that we've had earlier, or maybe the carbohydrates stored from the day before, are going to be used up on that. And even in that, like we find too, like when we weightlift and then rock climb, our rock climbing suffers.
It really does.
Even later on in the day.
Yeah, it really does.
Even when I would even say when we run and then we rock climb, our performance suffers a little bit, even though we're using way more of our lower body, so it doesn't suffer as much as weightlifting.
But that also depends on, our rock climbing or running either suffering or not suffering because of our training or our weightlifting training depends on which phase we're in also. With weight training, it's not as black and white as I'd like it to be, but it really just depends.
Always a dance. You got to feel out when you perform best. But I guarantee you, if we did nothing but rock climb that day, we would perform better than if we added something else in. If we did nothing but running, we would perform better in that than if we added something else. And if we did nothing but weightlifting, we would perform better than if we had done nothing other than that. So, if you had to choose between running first or cardio first and then weightlifting, or weightlifting and then cardio, 9 times out of 10 use up that energy on the weightlifting. That way you can push as hard as you need to in the weightlifting and stay safe, and then after that go ahead and burn those extra calories, or just put it on a different day. And then put it on a different day. And if you're one of the people who happens to love doing cardio before you work out, you like to get your heart rate up first, by all means go ahead. I would encourage you not to go too much into that. Like don't use cardio as a warm up and then stay there for like half an hour.
That's too long.
That might be a little too long. I remember when I first started looking up workouts on YouTube, and I first started trying to find people to follow as inspiration. I found Kai Green, second place Mr. Olympia, and he put out a lot of videos as to workouts that he would do. And before most every workout, he would spend a good 10-15 minutes on the Stairmaster, and that was just his way of warming up the lower body, getting his heart rate up without expending too much, without expending too many calories and energy before his actual workout. So you can try all of it out. I would even say we can go ahead and encourage you, if you have been weightlifting first and then doing cardio, I'd encourage you, just try it out. Do cardio first and then weightlift. See how your body responds to it. You might actually like that better. And then if you've been doing cardio first and then doing weightlifting as just an accessory thing, go ahead and do the weightlifting first. Switch it up.
Yeah, switch it up. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I think, I think it would be good to try that. It's always good to change it up anyway. It's good to get outside of that routine. So much of our lives are routined. The best thing we can do is change up our workouts, both cardio and weight training, so that way our bodies don't get too used to anything.
Yeah, but if you were curious, we try to put them on separate days.
We do.
And then if I did have to add more volume in running, because if you're trying to add a lot of volume of running, it really can't happen every other day. You have to be running every single day. At least, that 3 to 5 miles every day or so, then I usually do put that after the workout.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I would ever run first and then actually work out.
Right.
But yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You guys, super excited about these upcoming weeks and these upcoming episodes. Like I said, we want to be able to do 2 episodes a week. For us, that would be awesome to answer your questions. So go on the Instagram page at ACT Fitness Academy and look for one of the Q&A posts, even if it's not a Q&A post, or even if you want to continue staying anonymous and just sending us messages, you can do that too. But we would love to get more of your questions and more topics to discuss for you.
Do it.
So go on there, ACT Fitness Academy. Leave us some comments and messages. Be sure to visit www.actfitnessacademy.com and take the free quiz that's on there. And if you like this podcast, leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. We would really appreciate it.
5 stars.
5 stars, and subscribe to be tuned in for more new episodes. Take care, you guys.
Bye.